Hey guys, it's Lukka from Learning MTG. I wanted to make another video. I just did a 5-0. I was just experimenting honestly, and I was like, hey, what if I add Lukka, which is my name, to the deck and kind of see what happens. My very first league, I 5-0'd. I won every single game too. Obviously, like some luck here, but hey, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. So what does Lukka do in this deck? When you use Lukka, you basically can turn either Keenan or Rona straight into Atraxa. This deck kind of works really nice with Lukka for a few reasons. First of all, you have like 8 2-drops and you have nothing between your 2-drops and your 7-drops. This is really how you want to build the deck naturally anyways. Because the deck's really built off of Rona and Keenan, and then Atraxa is kind of like your high end. It's something you can flip into with Keenan, etc., etc. You can also ramp into it. The deck can actually cast Lukka pretty well through the idea of like Oath of Nissa makes the red not be an issue, Plaza of Heroes helps you tap for it, and then Relic of Legends also can give you 2 red. So there's a decent amount of ways to cast it, even if like you don't see any red over here in your lands. Um, Yeah, I guess one of the downsides of Lukka is you don't get to play Gigantha, and Gigantha is really good in this deck just because anytime a game is slow, you get to find your Gigantha, play it. It's unlikely it gets killed, then you can cast Atraxa with it. Um, so let's just get into the games, but I think there's a lot of promise with this deck. Probably some of the wins were due to people just not knowing what the hell I was doing. But let's get into some of these games and see what happened. So let's go into game 1 of match 1. So I'm on the play. Being on the play is really good in Pioneer. So I have turn 1 Elf. I've got Keenan, Relic of Legends. I've got super fast acceleration. Playing in Spirits. So yeah, this deck can do some really broken things. Usually I like to play the Keenan last. Okay, and he doesn't have a very good draw because he doesn't have like, Curiosity here. So I can play. So let's try to slow this down. But basically I can tap 2 mana, play my Keenan, tap the Elf and the Relic, play a nice turn 3 Karn, and here what do I want to do with Karn? Oh, I probably want to find a Mox Amber. Mox Amber is a nice little mana crypt, and then I can play my Tyvar. It's probably what I do here. So yep, find the Mox. I can tap the Mox for 2. I can tap my Keenan for the 3rd mana, and then I can play Tyvar. I can untap, and now I have access to 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12 mana. I have access to 12 mana on turn 4. So who said this deck can't ramp? So opponent is gonna kill my Tyvar, or no, he's gonna go for the Karn, and I have Rona. So now also any Retraction Helix is a win. I draw Atraxa. I decided not to play Atraxa here. I'd rather wait rather till I have like 4 mana left over so I can pay for any mana leak type counter spells. Here I get to flip my Keenan, find an Elf, that's fine, that's 2 more mana. He plays Rattle Chains, so he gets to kill my Tyvar, pumping his guys. And now I'm just going to untap, play Atraxa. Unless he's got like the double mana leak, he can't counter this because I have so much mana. So play Atraxa. Untap Rona. And I can easily pay for this. I even have an extra mana. I can tap my Keenan. And I think he scoops here to the Atraxa. Although I may be able to combo here. A lot of times when you Atraxa in this deck, you can just straight combo. So I can Retraction Helix, and yes, I can combo here. So that's just, infinite mana, then eventually find your Karn, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's see if I can go back to... Oh shoot, did I lose it? Okay, we can find it somewhere else. We can find it over here. Game history. Scroll down all the way to the bottom. Sorry about that, guys. And let's go to the second game of round 1. So this time my opponent's on the play, playing against blue-white spirits. This hand's great too. Again, I have a turn 2 relic into Oath of Nissa, which is super fast. My opponent is, well, he could have a 1-drop here. So Elf. So this deck gets to abuse Land of Elves, which is definitely one of the strongest cards in Pioneer, because Pioneer is so tempo oriented. So he doesn't have a counter, and then I get to just play 4 mana's worth of stuff. Again, he does not have a... So my opponent's draws were kind of awkward here. I don't know if I would have kept a hand like that as Spirits. Play another Relic of Legends. He kills another Relic of Legends with Skyclave Apparition. I'm honestly kind of behind here. Oh, but I can Retraction Helix, then untap my Land of Elf with Tyvar, Retraction Helix again, so I get 2 3/3s. And kind of set him a little bit behind on tempo. Play another one, kills my Tyvar, fair enough. Shacklegeist. So I'm honestly not in great shape here. I don't want to attack because I want to be able to block this Skyclave Apparition with my illusion. I think I find Sky Sovereign here. Yep, grab a Sky Sovereign. Hopefully that can get through like a Spell Queller. He has another, yep, because I bounced it. I know he has that. I don't know why he just chumps his guy into me. That was really, really bad for him. So opponent didn't play so great here. I have the Keenan. He has the Spell Queller, but I can just play land, Sky Sovereign, get my Keenan back. It's pretty brutal. Although maybe I should have killed the Skyclave Apparition here and made a 4/4. So yeah. Spirits is looking pretty far behind here. I've got a Sky Sovereign and a bunch of 3/3s, and looks like I'm at a healthy life total. He, for some reason, does some more chump attacking here. So I would say round 1, my opponent didn't play so hot. That's probably why I won. And yeah, I just have lethal here. I have so many illusions. And he has no blocks. GG. So that was round 1. Played against kind of like a spirit player with weak draws. Round 2. Yeah, this hand's fine. I have Elvish Music, Oath of Nissa. The reason why you play Oath of Nissa in this deck is so that you can keep 1-land hands like this, so there's no point. I have no problem keeping a 1-lander. Witch's Oven. I draw a Mox, which is insane. Anytime you have Keenan, your Mox Amber is just a mana crypt. The taps for colored mana is pretty good. Opponent has nothing to interact with me yet, so I get to play Atraxa here, I think. Oh no, I get to play Karn here. So I get to play Relic of Legends, Karn, which is pretty messed up. So already on turn 3, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 mana in play on turn 3. Opponent plays Fable, but the game's definitely over here. There's so many things I could get, but I'm just going to cast this Atraxa and try to combo him. Like, just get a Sky Server. In these the game's just over. There's probably some way for me to win the game with like Paradox Engine or something, but why bother? Opponent probably scoops here. Yeah. Okay. So, game 2. This will be one of the fastest leagues that I've ever had to record. Only 10 games. Opponent's on the play. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. Decides not to go for one of the Oath of Nissas. I might have gone for one of the Oath of Nissas. It's kind of like bottlenecks by mana. Turn 2, his Witch's Oven. Oath of Nissa, try to dig for a land, get another land, play Land or Elf most likely. Really hope he doesn't kill this Land or Elf. So if he doesn't, I can do some sweet stuff. Okay, he kills it. Atraxa, just discard this Atraxa I'm never casting. Makes another food token, fair enough. Okay, that's a pretty good draw, probably. Play Keenan, I can play Oath of Nissa, find another Lukka, so I have double Lukka. I can cast a Lukka though. because of Othanissa and Mox Amber. I think my opponent maybe didn't realize I could cast Lukka here. I think he was like pretty confused. That's what it felt like at least. So I can cast my Lukka here because Othanissa lets me make red mana, effectively. He tries to dig for a kill spell, he doesn't have a kill spell, so we get an Atraxa, yay! And I think I can win here, or very close to win. No, I can't really win here. But next turn. So as you can see, lots of times when you play Atraxa, you just draw the combo. So I have Retraction Helix, Tyvar, and Rona. So I have the combo all lined up. Oops, now I don't, but he just scoops anyways. Okay, so that was round 2. Let's watch round 3. Forgot what I'm playing. Oh, I think I'm playing against the Lotus Field blue-white control deck here. Sand's not great, but I think on the play you can probably keep it. Keenan could be obviously really good if we draw any kind of like mana producing stuff. So play Keenan turn 2. Opponent's clear that some kind of blue-white control. Now we know they have Thespian Sage, so we know kind of what's up over there. Elvish Mystic is not bad here. It's basically 2 mana. Opponent taps out here. It's just like, oh yeah, we get to make a Atraxa. So attack for 2 first. Why not? And we get to play Lukka. We get to turn it into Atraxa. It's so funny I'm playing Lukka in my deck. I'm Lukka. Okay. Othanissa. And we've almost got the combo lined up. We don't really have... We're missing one of the pieces, but... I think my opponent just scoops here. Yeah, just garbage time. Just doesn't really matter what we do here, but I did find the combo. Got Rona, got Infinites, opponent scoops. I think he said our deck was sweet or something, but we don't have to go through that. Opponent didn't really do too much interaction there, so we got to play turn 4 Atraxa. Okay, opponent plays turn 1 Hollow Fountain. We have Keenan and Relic of Legends, which is not terrible. It's not insane, but opponent again doesn't really have much interaction, so that's the problem with playing the Lotus Field version of the deck, is like, if you don't draw one of your super sweet hands, well this is a sweet hand though, so he's got 5 mana now. Still, he's got to interact with us at some point. Okay, Relic of Legends, now we can play Tyvar. I blind flipped Tyvar to try to get something sweet, got nothing. Play Elvish Mystic, flip, got nothing. No point in attacking, could have Shark Typhoon. And he does have Shark Typhoon. At this point, it's probably worth it for me to just kill the Shark Typhoon with the Retraction Helix. Kind of like a pseudo-fatal push here. And I do it because I want to keep my Tyvar around. Because at this point, like, if he doesn't have any sweepers, doesn't seem like he does, then I can just keep spinning this Keenan until I get Atraxa. Draw Atraxa, let's just try to cast it. Hope he doesn't have a counterspell. And he has no counterspell. Pretty lucky. By the way, your deck is sweet. Is this a brew? Yes. I think I found the combo here. Karn counters the Karn, but then it means he's tapped out. We can play Rona and Retraction Helix the Rona. GG. Infinite manas, infinite damages. Okay, so I guess, you know, based on the games I've watched in this league, looks like we got pretty lucky a lot of times, but I'll take it. We definitely got to see the power though of Lukka. Lukka has been quite good in this league. So are we on the play here? No, opponent's on the play. And they are playing the Elemental deck. Kind of like the Landfall Elemental deck. So we have a pretty cool hand again. Again, we can play Relic of Legends into Llanowar Elf turn 2. Opponent's also doing some ramping over there, but our ramp's probably better. Ooh, we draw Keenan, that's pretty good. But I still think I just want to make the same play, yeah. Opponent plays Omnath, but he doesn't have a fetch land, so He only gets to gain 4 and say pass, and we can play Keenan. So this is pretty sick. This is one of the sickest games that I played. So basically, I got to turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Relic Legends Elf, turn 3 play Keenan, play Lukka, flip Keenan into Atraxa, and then I found Rona, Mox Amber, and Tyvar to go along with my Retraction Helix. And combo win the game on turn 3. Combo win the game on turn 3, like through a Lukka kill. So that was super super sweet. And I had exactly enough mana to do it. Play the Tyvar, untap my guy to get a blue mana, and just go to town. So that was a super super sweet kill. So opponent scoop there, and then we're playing against the same deck. Should be a really good matchup because we're both just like ships in the night, uninteractive decks, but my deck's probably a little bit faster than his. So he plays Boreal Grazer. We have the same kind of setup here where we can turn 1 Elf into turn 2 Relic Elf. Plays Risen Reef, which is pretty scary. But I draw Rona here, so I actually just, with that draw, I have the turn 3 kill, assuming he doesn't interact with me. So that's pretty lucky. He just finds Yorion, so his hand's probably really bad. And I just use my Karn, find the Mox Amber, the third missing piece of the combo, and then infinite combo him turn 3. So I beat him turn 3 both games, poor guy. And through kind of different draws too. One of my draws was like a Keenan Lukka draw, and the other one was like a Rona Karn draw. So that's kind of interesting as well. 2 different paths to turn 3 kills. Okay, now we're on to the last round of the league. This hand could in theory be really bad, but it's the kind of hand I want to keep. Because if I draw any way to cast these Tyvars, I'm in good shape, and if not, I still have lots of mana and Keenan in play. Draw another Elf, it's not terrible. It means that I can activate Keenan next turn. Opponent attacks for 1, again, does not have any curiosities. So here my opponent made a strange play. He did that on the main phase, so I'm like, okay, if you're going to tap out on my main phase, I'll just play my stuff. So I play with Nissa, try to find something sweet, don't find Lukka or anything cool. Just the third Tyvar. Play Tyvar, try to blind flip, play another Tyvar, try to blind flip, find an Elf for my troubles. Not great, but it's okay. Opponent kills my Tyvar, of course, knocks me down to 15, and I'm just going to sit tight and just keep spinning this Keenan and try to find Atraxa before I die, basically. Which, it's probably like 50-50, or maybe even worse than 50-50 for me. Opponent attacks me, try to find Atraxa. And I hit Llanowar Elf. Okay, let's try this again. Try to spin, hit Atraxa. Pretty lucky, honestly. There's only like 2 Atraxa left in my deck, I think, because I put one to the bottom. And from here, it should be pretty easy to win. You know, draw 6 cards. And put a 7/7 Flying Vigilance Death Touch Lifelink into play. Should be pretty easy to win from there. Opponent just scoops. So that was game 1. And game 2. Or was that game 2? And I'm just losing track. Okay, no, now I have a different hand. Now I have a triple Elf Lukka hand. Just like, hey, if you do nothing, I can do cool stuff. Please don't do anything. Okay, his hand's really slow. Again, probably shouldn't keep that hand in his spirits, I feel like. Okay. Okay, he's got a Curious Obsession. We've got a game going. This makes me believe he doesn't really have any counters if he's like already tapping out so early. But I get the turn 3 Lukka. And then I just want a plus. I want to try to find a 2-drop. Okay. Here, maybe I should have minused the Lukka, but I plus again and whiff again, which sucks. So out of 6 cards, I didn't find any creatures somehow. Play Relic of Legends, play tap land. I don't want to just play this card into the spell queller that I feel is there. What plays Otawara? We have Keenan. Maybe I should have played the Karn first to bait the Spell Queller, because I'd rather have Keenan play than Karn. Then we play Karn. Looks like he's out of counter spells, honestly. Find the Might Stone, Weak Stone. That's kind of our plan. Try to get this Keenan back in play. Texas, again, likely he doesn't have counters if he's like tapping out so much. Plays double Portable Hole, plays a tap land. So we can just do sweet stuff here. So Might Stone, Weak Stone. Get my Keenan back. Play another Mox Amber, tap out. I have no red mana, but that's okay. I can still play my Lukka. Boom. Lukka turns into Atraxa. Get cool stuff. And I think I just play like Relic of Legends, play land, play Rona, pass. So as long as I don't have like a way to tap my Atraxa, I'm good. And he scoops. So that was that. I'd say like a lot of the games were pretty lucky, you know, now that I just watch it over real quick, but still there's definitely something sweet here. I think Lukka may be the way to go actually in this type of deck. Maybe even play 4 Lukka instead of 3. It may be better to play like 2 Karn, 4 Lukka. Yeah, definitely some more room to grow, because basically the way that I was testing this deck was always with Giganta, because I thought Giganta was so good. But this may open the door to, you know, testing all those cards that have two of the same color symbols, you know, like Ren and Realm Breaker, Lukka. There's probably some other ones, I don't know, Dig Through Time, you know. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This deck's really sweet. I think, you know, at the very least it's tier 2, and maybe it's tier 1. Just the fact that you have like lots of turn 3 combos and you're still like a reasonable deck. You can still kind of play mid-range and late game. And yeah, I mean your weakness is disruption, right? So like the worst matchups are, you know, like your blue-black control, or actually spirits is usually pretty bad. Decks that can like interact with you profitably and then build some kind of endgame that crushes you. You know, like for example, the blue-black control deck, if they play counterspell, and then play like Dig Through Time or Memory Deluge, that's pretty much the nail in the coffin. Or the Spirits deck, if they play like 2 counter spells and they have a Curious Obsession in play, that's also kind of like gonna crush you. Any deck that can play like 2 or 3 interactive spells to mess with your game plan, and then build some kind of card advantage engine behind it, that's gonna be the hardest matchups with this deck. Any deck that doesn't disrupt you is probably your best matchup. Just because what you're doing is so utterly broken. If your opponent is not messing with you, it's not hard to win on turn 3 a lot of the time. So yeah, that's it for this video. My name is Lukka from Learning MTG. I'm playing with Lukka for once, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.